So our team has been working on this map for over 2 years and is almost finished. The only thing that is missing is a way to even get to this place. Since this village is in an isolated valley, some sort of port would make sense. However, this sea is in an awkward spot for this village. We have a castle here, and no royal would want a busy port near their castle, so this spot's a no-go. The other potential spot is in a swamp. Yeah, this would not be a practical spot for a busy seaport. Though to the north of the village, there is another sea in a more ideal spot. It's a bit of a walk, but should work. So with a spot picked out, I should move on to planning the build. First, I need to lay out the foundations of the port. I plan on having a 2-tiered port since this is a mountainous area. There will be a higher up area where the buildings will be and easier access to the road I built earlier, and then a lower area closer to the water for easier docking. With a rough shape in place, I'm going to lay out where the actual docks will be. The last main details I will add is the 2 buildings that will be at the port, a warehouse and an inn. The inn will have both a bar and inn for sailors to unwind a bit after being out at sea for who knows how long. There will also be a lighthouse attached to this building, so the port is easily seen from a distance. Though let me quickly resize the warehouse since there will be a section where ships are built, and it's way too small for that purpose. After resizing the entire dock to better fit the new warehouse, the planning is now finished. The first thing I will do is change the orange wool to stone, and the same thing with the purple wool. Now I'll create a simple design on the walls of the foundations to make them look a little more interesting to look at. Easy enough. Now to add a big ship that decided to dock here. To save some time, I'll use a ship used in a previous project. Thank you, Passenger and Self Builds. Though I will adjust the sails a bit since it isn't going anywhere at the moment. Moving on to the actual buildings, I'll start on the warehouse first. Let me make a slight adjustment to allow for a big door on the side of the warehouse. Like I said earlier, ships will be made in this warehouse, so there needs to be a way to get the whole of the ship out. So after laying out the doors, I started detailing the exterior. I first added a stone trim at the base of the warehouse. I then added these wooden pillars to make it easier to detail the walls by sectioning them. I also added these openings in the roof for some windows. The first section I will detail is this part, which will hold both a storage facility and a customs office to register ships and goods. I added an entrance, a simple wall design to be copied over the wall, and some windows on the roof. I like how it turned out. Now for the big part. First, I will lay out and detail the doors. Nothing too complicated. Moving over to the walls, it was just mostly creating a bunch of windows. Warehouses aren't exactly known for being the pinnacle of artistic design. Though anywhere where there wasn't any windows, I just added this X design with dark oak slabs. Also carried over this roof support design from the customs building. The last thing I will do for this exterior is detail these holes I made in the roof. Well, this turned out pretty nicely. Moving on to the inn, it will mostly be the same style as the warehouse. Just add a quick gradient, stone trim, and some wooden pillars to section the walls. The first section I will detail is the lighthouse. I increased the height of the tower, added an area for the light, and created a cone-shaped roof. I covered the glass with oak trapdoors to give a more rustic vibe. Added some small windows down the sides of the lighthouse, and that section is finished. Just gonna add a quick trim to the roof, and now add the windows to the main building, though with a slightly more intricate design than the warehouse. And that should do it for the exterior design. And that should do it for the exterior detailing for the inn. Time to add some life to these empty streets. The first thing I will add is some cranes. First, I will make a round base so it's easier to rotate when the crane is needed at other angles. Then to make the actual crane with the simple hook at the end. I'll paste this around in other spots so this isn't the only crane being used. For more busyness, I will add market stalls along the walls of the dock for sellers to sell goods to sailors and maybe other people. Shops like tools, food, ore, and lumber. Also add some lighting to the dock so it isn't so dark at night. Now I'm going to add some carts and stuff so the streets look more lively. The last thing this shipyard needs is some actual boats, so I'll make a few designs and paste them around the area. With those final touches, the exterior of the shipyard is now finished. If you are enjoying this video so far, drop a like and sub for more content like this. And you could also join our Discord server if you'd like. It would be neat if you do. Now to the part that builders dread. Interiors. The first interior that I will work on is in the warehouse. The main thing I will add in this large section is a ship under construction. I'll use the ship I place outside as a base for the under construction ship. After some quick detailing of the walls, roof, and repositioning the roof windows, I'll add some scaffolding around the ship. Now, what to do with all this empty space around the ship? For one, I'll add some furnaces here for stuff. I'll add some shelves around the walls for some storage. The last thing I need to do is to figure out what to do with this section. I guess I could add some lumber cutting stations here at the bottom, maybe a few more on the second level, and I'll add some break areas so workers can eat and rest. Oh, well, that was a bit easier than I thought it would be. On to the other sections of the warehouse. In this storage room will be, well, storage. So I'll add a few shelves with some stuff on them and call it a day. The customs office will have a few rooms and 2 levels to it, so I will plan it out accordingly. I'll first change the purple to green and then add some wooden accents. I'll add some pillars below the second level for supports and add lighting, a little bit of detailing between the arches. I'll go ahead and furnish it with some potted plants, some paintings, waiting chairs, and a carpet. In the room by the desks, it will just be a file storage room, so I'll just add some shelves. Moving to the next floor, it'll be much the same, some potted plants and some paintings. Though I'll add a false balcony up here just to use up some of this wall. Now the last part will be the office of the port president. First I'll create a small balcony, then add a desk, and on the balcony add a bookcase and a bench. That is the warehouse fully complete. Whew. The next interior is the inn, so let me first plan out the rooms. The first area is a bar, so I should furnish it accordingly. A bar with some barrels and seats, some tables around, a music player, and some banners to liven up the place. Next, I'll work on the kitchen. It will have an oven, some stovetops, a sink, and plenty of storage with a separate storage room too. Now I'll add a check-in area for people to get their room keys. Simple enough. Now to actually get to the other floors. I'll use the lighthouse tower to build some stairs to the other floors. Moving to the second floor, this is where all the rooms will be. Just gotta detail the hallway real quick. There will only be 3 types of rooms to make it easier on myself. The first room type will have 2 beds, a cupboard, a desk, and some extra shelves. The second type will have 1 large bed, a cupboard, a desk, and some shelves. The last time will have a smaller bed, cupboard, desk, and shelves. With those guest rooms complete, it is time to move to the final floor. I'll just turn this into an attic with some extra storage. Now to the last interior I have to do, the ship. Fortunately, it's the smallest interior I have left to do. Let me add a few barrels to the deck before moving to the captain's quarters. In the captain's quarters, I'll add some windows to let some natural light in. Then I'll create some bookshelves, a desk, a bed, some storage, and a map. Turned out pretty nice. Moving to the lower deck, I'll add some cannons in these holes, something your mom enjoyed last night. To finalize this deck, I'll add some barrels and cannonballs around. And lastly, some barracks for the rest of the crew to sleep in. That will not only complete the ship, but the entire project. Whew, we did it, boys and girls. If you would like to explore this map yourself, you can download this map from our store. It is available for both Java and Bedrock. I'll link both of them in the description and the pinned comment, so go have a look. Anyways, thanks for watching.